Hey, loves. Welcome to episode 27 of the Lead Loving Life podcast. Been thinking about you all as we have started navigating this new year of 2026 and how we talked about impact in last episode. And I really have been drawn to and been dealing with myself and clients and friends talking about this topic of the new year's here. And especially at the end of December, we all felt very energetic, ready for the new year. So, I'm going to talk about today contraction and expansion. And it is a fact of life that we experience both, and the more self aware that we are, and the more present that we are in each moment, the more we recognize this. And so, how I deal with it and how I ask my clients to think about it and lean into it is to be present with whatever is going on. And I have experienced and witnessed in others the movement and shifting between both. We're feeling very expanded and productive and inspired and motivated and really taking action and checking those things off the to-do list and really feeling the impact of what we're doing. And then there are times when it's the opposite. Like you're feeling contracted, like we just want to stay introspective or kind of curled up in a ball under a blanket in the most extreme example, right? The reality lays in the nuances, right? It's a little bit of both. And the important point that I want to make in this episode is there are a couple of them actually. Number one, when this happens, it's absolutely a predictable and expected part of a process as a leader within your own company, within another company, in a community, in your life. There are times that things are in the flow mode, and there are times when we're preparing for the flow mode on all levels, body, mind, and spirit. So I liken it to the contraction of the energy in order to build momentum for the expansion of that energy and then some. So for me, when I notice it, I notice the high energy and the I can handle these longer days and with energy and vigor and excitement to, oh my gosh, I really need to take a minute and reflect and just catch my breath to, oh my gosh, I am in it right now. And I need to navigate my way through this feeling of contraction so that I can move into the expansive part of the energy. This might sound a little out there, but really think about it in your life. Think about the last time that you felt down, slow down, wondering about something like, is this the right choice? Is this the right project? Is this the right thing to implement in my business? And then think about how you navigated that. Were you able to take a conscious beat and say, okay, what is this? Where's it coming from? And what do I need to do to navigate this? Or sometimes we just do it on autopilot and we don't even really pay attention. We just think, oh my gosh, I feel some kind of way. I feel stuck. I feel blocked. And the reality is, I feel like it's our energy and our momentum resetting and rebuilding. And this year, 2026, as I'm recording this, we're only a few days in, right? We're less than 2 weeks in, I'll tell you. And I have already experienced this a couple of times. And I feel like it's the transition energy as we start the new year. We're leaving the year of the snake and moving into the year of the fire horse, into the which happens in February, right? The action and energy is shifting, right? It's going to be more action oriented. And so I feel like this is a reset to get us ready for that. And When I start feeling that way, after I navigate the grumbliness of the, oh gosh, I really don't want to be like in this mode right now, I work on my mindset and consciously remember and decide that this is part of the process. This is part of the process that I use, that our bodies, minds, and spirits use to build towards the expansion. And the contraction allows us to gather our thoughts and gather our energies and prepare for that next expansion. Because we can't be in expanded mode all of the time. We would burn out, and some of us have done this. We would be burned out, and you start losing sight of what you're doing, why you're doing it, the joy that's associated with it, the impact that you want to make starts dwindling. So, my recommendation to myself first and to the clients that I work with, whether it's in their businesses or in their home lives or with the combination of the two, or community project they're working on longer term, to be really aware of these shifts. And that's exactly what they are. They are ebbs and flows in this process of life. And the more we can become aware of them and recognize them when we're in the moment, the better we can navigate the process. So, I'm going to give you a few of the recommendations and tips that I use and I share with my clients to navigate these times because they're really opportunities. They're really opportunities for us to slow down and catch our breath and take a minute to reflect. It's important that we don't get bogged down into that darker place of being pulled down and stopped, because sometimes it starts out like that or it starts feeling like that in the beginning. So I encourage you to, when you recognize that feeling of contraction, like you're feeling low energy, you're feeling disillusioned, it's a dramatic word, just feeling a little bit off about your mission, your purpose, the reason behind your project, your business, your impact that you're making. It's your why, and reconnecting to that. This is all part of the fundamental basic process that I use in all that I do: presence, purpose, power, and all of that combined equals impact. So the first step is always presence. What is this that I'm feeling? What is the meaning, the significance in this moment? Recognizing that. And in this case, especially in the winter, getting out, getting some sun if possible, walking outside, getting fresh air, go to your yard, go to a park, walk up and down the street, just move, even just a little. The sun, just a few minutes on your face, helps significantly. Listen to some upbeat music while you're driving or while you're in your office or in your home. Shift your energy in the ways that you know that work for you in a positive way. It doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be like going from 90% to 150%. It's just moving something forward, the energy up a little bit. So noticing that, taking some action, and then reconnecting to, okay, so why is this important to me? Why is it important to be in my purpose? What is the springboard and the foundation that I'm coming from in doing this, whatever this is: project, business, community, something in your home, something with your family? And how do I circle back and realign with that true purpose? Not the action of whatever it is, but the true purpose behind it. And then do some brainstorming and just talk it through with a friend, talk it through with a coach, a partner, talk it through, even if you just need to talk it out on your voice memo. Talk it out, get it out of you. If you don't want to talk, write. If you don't want to write, paint. Whatever it is that you use to get things out and express yourself, you don't have to show it to anybody. If you don't have to listen to it ever again. You can erase it as soon as you record it. You can burn it as soon as you write it. You can shred it as soon as you write it, whatever. But getting it out helps remove a little bit of the blockage. It doesn't have to be some huge process, just you can spend 5 minutes doing it, but I know that it shifts the energy a little bit. So, getting all of that foundational stuff done, if you will, while you're in this contracted space, oftentimes it doesn't take long to shift, typically overnight or in the next day or two. And when you wake up the next day, leaning into that, okay, this is the expansion. I am feeling more energized. I'm feeling more connected. And we, especially those of us that are entrepreneurs, know that motivation doesn't happen every day. However, we can inspire ourselves to take action. There's always something that we have within us that we can connect back to, even when we don't want to. We know that's the way to make forward progress into this expanded space. Some days are easier than others. And when we're moving from the contraction to the expansion, the easiness with which it happens is typically more fluid. So that just means you can feel the expansion energy coming in and it's easier for you to get moving. So pay attention to that and then start with the things that are the most impactful first and those that you want least to do, right? So we have those lists of things and we all heard that doing the hardest thing and the thing we want to do least first makes the day smoother, makes the project smoother, makes whatever it is that we're working on smoother. And we all know that is true. And yet, we still procrastinate and put that to the end of the list because we just don't always feel like doing it. And the quicker you get it over with and the quicker that you do that and check that off the list, the more it synergizes the energy of this expansion that you're carrying forward. So I encourage you to do that intentionally and build on that energy. If you have things that you need to do and you've done the big procrastinate thing that you've been putting off, right? The procrastinating thing. I make it like to make up words now and again. Once you do that and your energy is flowing and you have options, flow right into the next thing that feels most juicy for yourself. Because take that energy and run with it. Take that energy and run with it. If you have a schedule, you have meetings, you're on a podcast, you're recording your podcast, you're working with a client, take that energy and take it with you. Take that energy and share it. People feel it. You know that. People feel this expansion energy. They feel your energy. So if you can be intentional about taking that expanded energy, that energy of forward movement and excitement and momentum, your clients will feel it. The people that are listening to your podcast will feel it, and so on. So I think the one thing, if you take nothing else from this episode, is that you're not alone in feeling this way. And if you haven't yet identified it in yourself, take a moment the next time you start feeling either one of those ways, either expanded or contracted, and see upon reflection, did you have the opposite happen first? Did you have the contraction or did you have the expansion recently? And what was that like? And what triggered it? What did you do to navigate it? And how did you get to where you are now? And really notice that this happening for you in your life. Because when you notice it, then you can acknowledge it and then you can use it to inspire yourself to know what's going on within you and to take that and move it forward and focus on those expansive times with even more presence and purpose because you've taken the contracted times and been intentional with those, setting yourself up for continued powerful expansion. Presence plus purpose equals power for more impact. Core of all of the work that I do. And I encourage you to embrace some form of that because it will carry you and it will help you glide through some of the times when you don't think that you're going to be able to glide through them. And this is not about spiritually bypassing things or being toxically positive. It's about being present and being aware and giving meaning to your life and your experiences and living with them, through them, and using them to take yourself, your business, your community forward. so that you can lead a life you love. You can lead a business you love. You can lead a community you love. And we're doing it together. I hope you got just even one thing from this episode, friends. And I look forward to our next session together. Please share this with your friends. Make sure that you're following and subscribing and send me messages, comments, and share it with people that might get something out of it. Loves everyone, and I will connect with you very soon.